Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Townsville Stormwatch and surrounding districts Cyclone Watch. I'm Nathan Donnelly, and it is the 31st of January 2014. Tonight, well, we're going to have a look at the wash up from ex-tropical cyclone Dylan, and possibly have a little bit of a look at what's going to be happening in the next week or so. Some very interesting things indeed. Just a reminder that if you're a business and you would like to sponsor Townsville Stormwatch and surrounding districts and the work that they do, then please go to our Facebook page and send us a message, and one of the admins will get back to you as soon as possible. So let's get into it. Well, here we are, ex-tropical cyclone Dylan, with this swirly massive cloud right here, just inwards off the coast near Bowen area. And if we have a look at how it came to be over land, we can see here that there's early Friday morning, this big massive cloud here just coming through here onto the coast, and from there on in, it de-intensified quite rapidly into what is now just a low pressure system. So that's what she was like, and yeah, very interesting in the track that it eventually took. If we now have a look here at the tropical cyclone outlook for the Coral Sea, which was issued by the Bureau of Meteorology at 2:30 this afternoon, Friday the 31st of January 2014. It says that at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, ex-tropical cyclone Dylan was located about 235 kilometres inland from the coast and continuing to move further inland. The monsoon trough is expected to remain active during the outlook period. A low is expected to form within the monsoon trough over the Coral Sea during next week. However, there is still significant uncertainty with its location and future development. So the BOM on Saturday is saying that the likelihood of a tropical cyclone in the eastern region, or of course off the Queensland coast, on Saturday very low, Sunday very low, and on Monday they put it up to being low, which is 5 to 20%. So let's see if we can work out exactly what's going on there. If we now just have a look at the GFS model and the winds that they predict are going to be, or were going to be, with ex-tropical cyclone Dylan. Now, unfortunately, the GFS's model had the landfall of this system just a little bit out. It says that it did cross the land on Thursday evening at 6 o'clock. As we know, that wasn't quite right. But we're just going to have a look at this model because it's just interesting to see what it does with the system as it has made landfall. We're now looking here Saturday morning, the 1st of February. We can still see that there is a bit of a rotation there, but there is no winds associated with it whatsoever. So the only thing you could possibly expect out of the system here is just a little bit of rain, which again is good for the farmers in that area. If we now just have a look further on, we're looking now into Sunday morning, and we can see that at 3 o'clock Sunday morning, 2nd of February, there's the system there, but very, very loose in its structure and hardly worth mentioning whatsoever. And if we have a look at the European model, and we can see that it's saying that at Friday at 3 o'clock in the morning, the system was located there just west of Mackay. Again, a little bit early this model is, but good to see what it does with the system after it's made landfall. If we look here into Saturday morning, let's go a little bit further here. Saturday morning, and you can see it's just a very loose structure here in central Queensland. Once again, good for the farmers as it may have a little bit of moisture with it, but yeah, it's just a low pressure system at this time. So as I mentioned to you, the Bureau of Meteorology is saying that come Monday, there could be a low chance of there being a cyclone in the Coral Sea. So let's have a look at that now as we go a little bit wider in our picture here, and we're going to have a look at the GFS model first. As I said, not an overly confident model with ex-tropical cyclone Dylan, but we'll have a look at it anyway. We're now going to have a look over here in just to the west of New Zealand. There's this low pressure system sitting here just to the northwest of New Zealand. So if we have a look at what happens with that system over the next few hours, and we're going to look at where it is situated Saturday morning, and what we can see on Saturday morning is that system that was over there to the west of New Zealand has continued to track in a southerly direction, so not really affecting the Australian coastline whatsoever. So let's have a look now for Sunday morning. It's Sunday the 2nd of February, and we can see that system has continued to move to the south, but well, look at what's happening here. Just to the east of the Queensland coastline. We're looking probably off the coast of Cairns at this stage. There's just this little small low pressure system that has decided to spin itself up there just off the coast. Let's see what happens with this system. Looking now into Monday morning. And we can see that Monday morning that this low pressure system has really ramped itself up, but it is moving in an easterly direction, so not really affecting the Queensland coast at all at this stage, but it is still there, hence why the Bureau of Meteorology have put up that their likelihood of a cyclone being from very low to low here on Monday, because of just this little system here that's located well to the east of the Queensland coast. So what happens with this system? Let's have a look. Forwarding now through to Tuesday morning, the 4th of February, and as we can see, this system has continued to move to the east, but it has now adopted more of a southeasterly direction. So heading down now towards the New Zealand area, but and it's still there. Seems to have weakened a little bit by Tuesday morning, the 4th of February. But let's now continue through to Wednesday morning and see what happens with this system. On Wednesday morning, we can see that system has continued to travel in a south to southeasterly direction away from the Queensland coast, and by this stage, I would say that it wouldn't be considered a tropical cyclone because it's not in the tropics. If it's a subtropical system, I don't believe so, considering that these winds are not really wrapping around the system. Let's just for something to look at, let's have a look at Thursday morning and see what happens with this system. Thursday morning, we can see that pretty much by that time the whole system's just washed itself out and there's no resemblance of a low pressure system in that area. So, what has the European got to say about those systems that we were looking at? You can see here that we've got ex-tropical cyclone Dylan sitting there off the coast of Queensland. This is Friday at 3 o'clock in the morning, so today at 3 o'clock. And we've got this low pressure system here just to the northeast of New Zealand. We continue to have a look through now to Saturday morning. And we can see that by Saturday morning that system over here off New Zealand, we'll just bring the screen down just a tad, that system has continued to travel in a south to south easterly direction. Tropical cyclone, ex-tropical cyclone Dylan is still got a little bit of rotation happening there, but really nothing to write home about really. Let's have a look at what's happening Sunday morning according to the Euro. And Sunday morning we can see that pretty much that low pressure system that was hanging around there in New Zealand has pretty much gone. And there's no real hint of any circulation happening in the Coral Sea here on Sunday morning. Let's see what happens for Monday morning. And Monday morning we can see just a hint of a little low pressure system just forming up here off the coast of off the east coast of Queensland, probably around about the Cooktown sort of area. And let's see what the Euro does with that system. Tuesday morning we can see that the Euro have put this system still well off the east coast of Queensland, heading in a south to southeasterly direction. It's probably now in line with about Cairns at this stage. That's Tuesday morning. Let's look through into Wednesday morning now. Wednesday morning we can see that this system has continued to adopt its south easterly direction, but here we have another little low forming up here off the east coast of the Lockhart River, Cooktown, that sort of area. So what's going on with this one? Let's have a look. This is through now to Thursday, the 6th of February. And again, we can see that this system is heading in a southeasterly direction away from the Queensland coast. Now having a look at Friday morning. This is Friday at... No, sorry, the model sort of ran out. But anyway, we could see that system that was forming out here has continued to develop that sort of southeasterly direction, so not really affecting the Queensland coast at that time. If we have a look now at what's happening up in the upper levels with this system, there we have ex-tropical cyclone Dylan there at 3 o'clock Friday morning. We fast forward, or not fast forward, but we go through now to Saturday morning. And continue here. Saturday morning, we can see that there's that, if we move across here, you can see that there's that very deep low pressure system there just to the north east of New Zealand. On to Sunday morning. And and Sunday morning we can see that there's just a hint of a bit of a low pressure system starting to form here off the east coast of Queensland around the Cairns sort of area. Let's go through to Monday, see what that system does with itself. Monday morning, that system continues to travel in an east or a southeasterly direction away from the Queensland coast. Tuesday morning, we can see that that system has continued to travel in that east to southeast direction. So now let's have a look at the rainfall for the next couple of weeks, and here we can see that tomorrow there will be a bit of shower activity happening here on the southern part of the central coast of Queensland. That rainfall not really extending too much up the coast and heading a little bit down into the southeast corner of Queensland. That shower activity will continue to be in that central to southern central area of Queensland. We look now into Sunday. We can see that rain has kind of disappeared from that area where it was, travelled a little bit north, not as heavy as what it was, but nonetheless has travelled north up the coast to now be in the middle of the central coast of Queensland. A little bit of showery activity happening here, probably from about the Mackay kind of area right up until probably around the Cairns area there. There's a little bit of shower activity happening here. The rain up here on the Cape has lessened a little bit, but still to the west of the Cape York area, we can see there's still a fair bit of showery activity happening there. Monday we can see that most of the rain has now contracted up to the northern part of the state, probably again maybe from around the Townsville area this time, and further north expecting some good falls there. Not a lot happening here in the central part of Queensland, which is not good news there for the farmers. Having a look at Tuesday, and we can see that most of the rain now has contracted right up to the northern part of the state. If we look now into the next 4 days total, we can see that once again there's quite a heavy amount there happening, just probably the north of Townsville there, further up to up around the Cape area, up to around the tip there. Then if we have a look now into right through till the 7th of February, we can see quite a substantial amount of rainfall happening here on the central coast of Queensland, and quite a bit there also happening from around the Townsville, maybe a little bit north of Townsville, right up to the eastern side of the Cape York Peninsula, and also on the western side, as that monsoon still continues to flow through that area. So that's where the rainfall is going to happen for the next 8 days. So folks, that finishes the wrap up of ex-tropical cyclone Dylan, and also our cyclone watches. We won't be issuing another video update now until another system does form in the Coral Sea. We do hope that you have enjoyed these video updates, and once again, if you are a business and you would like to sponsor the work of Townsville Stormwatch and surrounding districts, then please go through to our Facebook page and leave us a message there, and one of our admins will contact you as soon as we possibly can. So thanks for watching, folks, and we will do another update when another cyclone has formed in the Coral Sea. Thanks.